Hello all. In the previous video for the role of parents in their child's career choices, we discussed of some tips and steps to keep in mind while supporting your children in the entire career planning process. In this particular video, we'll again look at few other tips that you could take into consideration while assisting your child in their career process or career planning process, and also what are some of the danger signs in your child's approach to their career choices. So let's take a look at few of these tips and danger signs today. Let's get started. So first and foremost, what are some of the tips for assisting your child in their entire career development process? So first and foremost is the entire decision-making process. The decision-making process should be aided and not dictated. Although your children are the sole decision makers for their career choice, and you are the support system for them, and you're standing with them by their side and supporting all their decisions, you should make sure that you're not dominating your decisions upon them, and you're not forcing your opinions on them, or you're not dictating all of these on your children. So suppose, for example, as a parent, you were really interested, or while you were studying and growing up, you were really interested in a particular career and you really wanted to take it up. But due to some unforeseen conditions, you could not choose that particular career option. So it is not like you have to force that particular career option onto your children, and it's not like your child should consider that particular career option just because you could not take it up. So in the entire career development process or the career planning process, make sure that you are supporting your child in their entire decision making process, and you are not dictating or dominating their decisions. And encourage your child's career choices or the choices that your child makes. Some of the choices that they make might not seem very relevant to you, or you might not be very happy with it, or you might think that, okay, this is a career that's quite unconventional, this is new age, this is unique, I'm not sure of it, what do I really do? So in our first video, we have already learned of what are the tips in order to shortlist these career options, and what are the ways to look at the pros and cons of each of the career options. So take those tips into consideration and choose a career path, and also encourage your child while they are making a choice. Encourage them by giving them all the information with regard to that particular career, give them advantages of that career, disadvantages, what is the work life like, what is the scenario if they get into any particular sector that's related to that particular career. And allow your children the freedom and time they need to discover their talents. So your children might need some amount of time. Straight away, if I go and ask a child, what are you really good at? Or what is your plan for the future? What is it that you want to choose? They might be quite confused, and they might want some time to think and reflect back and to respond to my questions. Some of the children might be very clear, and some of them might require some time. So as parents, give them some amount of freedom and give them some amount of time while you're discussing all these topics and conversations. Just start this conversation and tell them that you are there to support them, and also allow them the time and freedom that they need. So while you're shortlisting some of the skills, and while you're also noting down some of the talents and interests that your child has, ask your child also to write down on a piece of paper, or to make note elsewhere about what is his or her interests and what are they really good at. So they could take about a day's time, or any time that's convenient for them to maybe think over it and to respond to your question. Motivate them to grow and achieve their goals. So right now in their entire career planning process, their goals could be short-term or long-term. Some of their short-term goals could be to get into a particular institution, or to shortlist an institution from the top 10 institutions that they have already noted down. or to apply for a particular institute, and their long-term goal would be to get selected for a particular organization, or to start something on their own, or to get into a particular fellowship program, or to get into a particular PhD level program. So their goals could be different in their career journey. So as much as possible, motivate them to grow and develop the skills required for a particular career, and also help them in achieving these goals. And encourage your children to pursue their interests and ambitions. Children to pursue their interests and ambitions. So your child might have varied interests, and they might be interested in a particular career option, but they might be looking at various different options as well. So as much as possible, try to encourage them to pursue their interests and ambitions, because if in case they are not interested in a particular career option, and if in case they are not interested in a particular course, and they still go ahead and choose it because of any sort of peer pressure or family pressure, or because somebody influenced their opinion, and if in case they still go ahead and study that particular course, there are chances that they could back out from that particular course, or they might be really unhappy studying that particular course, or there might be a lot of lack of motivation within them to study. There might be poor grades. So there will be a lot of negative implications of not choosing something that they are really interested in. So as much as possible, try to encourage them to choose a particular course or a particular career option that interests them. And instill self-confidence in your child by being positive and never critical. In this entire career planning process, as you and your child are working together, try to be positive as much as possible. Try to focus on your child's strength areas, and also what are some of the various different skills that your child is good at, and do not really focus on their developmental areas or weaknesses. If in case a particular career option requires your child to be good at any of their weak points, then try to look at various ways of how you could develop that particular area. Do not be critical, and do not tell your child that, no, this is not something that you're really good at and you cannot take it up. You are really poor at this. Look at various different ways of how you could tackle that particular situation, because as a parent, your child will have the most impact on your child. So make sure to be very positive in your conversation. And encourage your child to obtain as much education as they can. Let them not just stop with graduation. Apart from graduation, let them also look at various different short-term courses, upskilling programs, in order to seek a role that is really relevant to their interests. So if in case they want to get into videography, photography, although they have done some amount of courses, what are some of the other tools that they need to be equipped with? What are the video editing tools that they need to be aware of? Are there any short-term programs that's relevant to their particular career? How can they gain those skills, and how can they obtain various different certifications in various different tools and various different techniques that's being used right now? So encourage your child to obtain as much education as they can, and assist them in discovering their natural talents and skills. Like we have already mentioned, take notes of what are the areas that they are really good at, and improve their understanding of world of work. Improving their understanding of world of work means a student who's in 9th grade, 10th, 11th, 12th, or even a student who's in graduation might not be aware of the various scenarios of work, how an organization functions, which are the different departments in an organization, how do they hire students, and what is the entire process for application, what are the terms that they need to be aware of. So if you are a working professional, try to improve their understanding of the world of work, or if in case you have friends and family circle who are already working on various different roles, and who are into various different sectors, they also could guide them about the world of work and how it operates. and give them examples from your work experience. So suppose you are someone who has 10 to 15 years of work experience in a particular sector, and you have some amount of skills and you have gained a lot of experience, or you're also promoted in that particular role. Give them examples of how you were promoted, what are the skills that really helped you, what are the steps that you took, and what was your work like, what did you do, what helped you achieve a particular target. And also, did you enroll for any short-term courses or online courses? How has it helped you in your work journey? So you could also give them examples of this. As much as possible, as parents, first of all, you should be aware of the resources or career resources that's available in the market, like for example, career libraries or informational interviews, and also educational training programs, and various different online training programs. So when I talk about educational opportunities, I'm not just talking about educational courses and eligibility criteria. As parents, you should also be aware of what is the institution like, what is the placement record of that institution, who are the faculties for a particular course, what is the experience of the faculties, and what are the various different curricular activities, co-curricular activities that's available in that particular institute. So you should be aware of all of this as a parent, and also of training opportunities. So suppose your child wants to take up a training opportunity, whether it's online or offline, you need to be aware of which are the training centers and academics that's offering training in a particular domain. Also, is that training effective? Do they certify them? And does it engage your children throughout the training program? How is that training going to help your child? Once your child finishes the training program, what are the opportunities available for your child after this? How is this going to help your child in the entire career process as well? And explain the nature of work that is associated with various different professions. Also emphasize on pros and cons. So your child might be interested in various different professions or various different career options. As a parent, try to explain them the nature of work. Suppose it's a doctor, nurse, pilot, architect. All of the four different jobs that I spoke about: doctor, nurse, pilot, or a nurse, doctor, pilot, nurse, or an architect. All the nature of the work for all of these four jobs are very different. Some of them work in a hospital sector, some of them work on the field, some of them work at airports, and some of them work in various different environments. So where do they work? What is the work life like? What are the days that they usually work? Do they have holidays? And what is the work environment really like? What are the sectors that they can get opportunities in? All of these information needs to be provided to your child as well. This will help your child in understanding about a particular profession. Your child will also get an understanding of the advantages and disadvantages associated with that particular profession. Also, as parents, consider online and digital learning programs. These days, most of the courses have been available online. So these online programs are also beneficial because first of all, it's the cost is low and it can be taken from the comfort of their home, and they have recorded classes and they can go back and revise and learn. There are a lot of quizzes. So there are a lot of benefits with online programs as well. So this is going to help your child, whether your child is at school or whether he or she is at college or even at a graduation level. This is really going to help your child in improving his or her skills or in learning something apart from their regular college or school courses. So try to enroll your child for any of these online or digital learning programs. It's going to help them in their entire career development process. So apart from the tips, what are some of the danger signs that you need to look at in your child's approach? Your child might be following a different approach to their entire career planning process. So what are the danger signs that you need to take a look at? First and foremost danger signs is decisions are being pushed to the last minute. Your child is not deciding or not thinking through the process, and he or she is not coming to a conclusion, and they keep it till the end moment. So suppose your child is in 10th grade and they've not decided about the stream that they want to opt for the 11th grade. Until March or April of that academic year, they are not bothered at all. And when the college applications open, that's when they're really concerned about, okay, what do I really choose for stream? I really need your suggestions. That's when they might come to you. So please look out for this danger sign. They need to be sure of the career options and various different streams and paths that's available. And decisions need to be taken beforehand, and your children need to be really well informed before they make their career decisions. Expectations are unrealistic from your child. So your child might think that, suppose I join this particular institution, no matter what I score, I will be placed at one of the topmost organizations. No, it's not true. That's an unrealistic expectation. If your child is not putting in the required amount of effort, and if he or she is not ready to upskill himself, and if he or she is really not fit for that role, they might not get an opportunity to work at any of those organizations that come for placement. So all of these are unrealistic expectations, expecting that, okay, just because I join a topmost institute does not mean that I will be placed in the best of the organization. The child also needs to put in effort in order to be placed on, in order to be part of one of the best organizations. So there can be a lot of unrealistic expectations from your child. So be sure about what they expect from a particular course, and what is it that they want with regard to their career choices. And your child might be focusing on carrying too many higher level subjects in spite of having poor grades. So you are aware of your child's academic performance and their average over many years of time. So if in case you feel that your child is not doing well at a particular subject over a period of time, and in spite of that, your child is going ahead and choosing that particular subject or a much higher level subject, then it could be difficult for your child to study and to focus on various different subjects. So be sure that your child is not choosing something that he or she is not really good at, or they really do not have, if they really do not have average marks on a particular subject, then it is better that they do not choose that particular subject. It could be a burden for your child as well. And choosing a course or a career because the job is well paying. So just because a job pays you well, or just because a particular role pays them well, they might go ahead and choose a particular course or career, but over a period of time, it might get stagnated. A lot of people might have applied for that course or career, and there might be a lot of competition. So it is not really true that it will be a well-paying job for until like 10 years or 20 years of time. The job scenarios are changing over time. So if in case they enjoy and they are interested in the class, they are more likely to achieve a good grade in their degree. Just because a course or a career is well paying, it is not like your child will really achieve a good grade in that particular degree and gain a really good job. So you need to be aware of all of these danger signs as well. And last but not the least, these are some 3 simple rules for parents in the entire career planning process. As much as possible, you should be involved, but not in charge. You do not take the charge and dominate the entire career planning process, but you should be involved and supportive throughout the journey. Provide advice, but not make the decision. Provide as advice, provide guidance, and give them a lot of resources, but you do not make the decision for your child. Give them the chance to make that particular decision. Support, but don't take over. Don't take over the entire career planning process, and do not spoon feed your child. Let them start and let them learn. You are always there to support. Let them know that you are always there to provide assistance and guidance. So these are some of the simple rules that you all could follow as parents. I hope these quick tips will really help you in the entire career planning process. Thank you.